Somebody just texted me and said, what kind of drugs do you put in your kettle corn? Hey guys, for starters, I'm using a new SD card and my camera told me it might not be compatible as soon as I turned it on, so I'm hoping this records in a decent quality. All right, it is, hang on a second. It is Saturday, September 13th. The town that I live in, the downtown, is doing what they're trying to get something new started, and today's the first day of it, the second Saturdays. It's a vendor deal that they're trying to promote. Not so much food truck, but handcrafted, homemade, so on and so forth kind of stuff. They're not wanting food trucks because this is at the four-way stop in downtown, and the idea is to promote the already existing downtown businesses. So we have restaurants downtown, so they don't want competing food trucks. With that being said, I am taking one of my food trucks up there, but it is the Snack Attack trailer, funnel cakes, popcorn, lemonade. None of that stuff competes with any of the downtown businesses, so they deemed it, they approved it. They deemed it okay. They said, yeah, we'd love to have you. So they called me. I filled out the application to, yeah, I'm interested, and you know, months ago, and never heard anything. I just thought, you know, from what I understood, they weren't interested in food trucks anyways. To my surprise, like kind of last minute, the window almost closed all the way. I'll be danged if they didn't call me and say, hey, we're interested. And I said, hey, so am I. So we are here. We are just a bit on the early side. I don't know if you can see right now, but they are actually down there closing down the street as we speak. Looks like there's a few cars that probably still need to be moved, but aside from that, we're ready to go. They told me I couldn't be here until 8:30, and technically it's 7:55. I was just hoping they would maybe let me in early. So we're just gonna sit here and hang out for 30 minutes and see how that goes. I think she might be coming down here to talk to me. Oh, we hopped out and helped her move a couple road closed signs. Poor gal was doing it all by herself, and they're kind of heavy, so we drug some into place for her, and now we are just sitting here just waiting. So I guess I ought to carry some leveling blocks with me. I didn't have anything, and I was at quite a level, or quite unlevel. I was able to walk back in the alleyway right there, and I found a couple 2x4s. So I got kind of balanced out on those. Things up. Well, I'm gonna need some spacer there too. I gotta go find something. Need a chunk of lumber or a brick. That's where the alleyway comes in handy. Let's go see what we can find. There's got to be something back here. There's a pallet. It's not really what I'm after. Maybe there's something in this dumpster that would be useful. A couple small chunks of wood would be the most ideal. This used to be a cabinet shop, so Here's a small chunk of wood that might be useful. Those are too big. Let's go see if we can make that work. Oh, there's a piece of a brick. That might be handy. See my issue there. Not super ideal, but that's what we're gonna do. Still sloping down. I'd like it to come up there more still. Alright, that's not ideal, but that's what we're working with. Already hot. Already getting hot out here, man. This is probably like my most dreaded part, is lighting the fryer. Just, there's always so much work. Let's see what we can do. Wow, it lit. The fastest I've ever lit a fryer. I fight these things so much, it seems like. So I don't know if you can see my fill line, and my oil level is slightly low. I wouldn't be mad at having just a little bit more oil in there. People are showing up now like crazy. So I'm gonna need these. Lemonade, kettle corn, Oreos, funnel cake. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing getting this stuff set up, doesn't it? My air conditioning on. When I say air conditioning, I mean my fan. Trade side. Shoot around the side there. Just started it late, but their goal is like April to October.
Okay. The months that are nice enough to be
This is the
outside.
first one, and then October, and then they'll shut down again for April. Start that back, we want to start looking at that. Well, that's a wrap on today. Not a super busy day. We did about $500 in sales. That's before my expenses and my payroll. So if you know anything about business ownership or food trucking, you know that's not a very good day and not really worth the time or the effort. But that's part of it. Is sometimes you got to do these small gigs, and you know we're still growing and we're still learning. So these small things are what we really look for right now. We learn something new every single time we do it. So that's it. We're packing up now. It's 2 o'clock. We've been here for 4 hours. It was a 4-hour event. Not a big deal, but we're gonna pack up and head home. So the grease in the fryer is still almost 400 degrees. Typically I would drain some of it out into this metal bucket. I've opted to just cross my fingers this time because we're here in town and only like a mile from my house. So I'm just going to drive home really slow. I've already shut that off. Packing up to go home is so much easier than packing up to come up here. It is significantly less work. Somebody just texted me and said, "What kind of drugs do you put in your kettle corn?" What they mean is, holy cow, this stuff is good. Well, you can't see nothing down there. All right, that's all hooked up. I think we'll just take these home with us. You know what? They'll just ride right there. All right, we're locked and loaded. I'll see you at the house. All right, we got this pretty well whooped. Everything in here cleaned up, put away. Remember when I said I was just going to drive slow and be careful? Terrible idea. No, I'm not doing that again. There was freaking grease everywhere in here.